What if you could just take control, just 10% more of your subconscious mind? The part that's making your decisions, triggering your emotions, shaping your identity, without your permission. 95% of your life is being controlled by it, but there's a way to take that control back. And I'm going to tell you how. It's far easier than you think. Do not click off this video. This is too important. If you've ever felt like your mind has been hijacked by stress, by anxiety, by habits you can't seem to break, then this might be the first moment you actually are able to take it back. You might think you've heard this before, but you haven't, because I'm not going to give you motivation. I'm not going to tell you how to meditate or visualize or repeat another affirmation. I'm going to show you something. You're going to feel it. And when you do, your excuses won't survive it. Because the moment I prove it and you feel it in your body, everything changes and you understand how to take control of your subconscious mind. So prove me wrong and watch. If you still don't believe me at the end, then click off. But if I'm right, it could change your life forever. So imagine just 10% more control of your subconscious mind. That's all you need to transform your habits, emotions, reactions, anxiety, focus, energy, and identity. That's all you need to reshape your reality, because right now it's happening anyway, just without your permission. The subconscious mind is 99.999% of you, but you're not aware of it. That means almost everything you experience is being filtered, shaped, and stored without you even knowing it. That's what the subconscious mind is. It's not some mystical shadow self. It's the operating system behind your entire life. It decides what you notice, what you fear, what you expect, and what you become. Do you remember in school, they told you to memorize this formula, write down that answer, solve for X? But at least in my case, they never bothered to tell me why this mattered. If they would have told me that I could have launched rockets to the moon with this information, I probably would have cared a lot more at the time. But they didn't bother to do that. Your job is just to answer for X. Don't ask any other questions. So no purpose, no context, just instructions. So for most of us, we didn't take it all that seriously. We didn't feel connected to it, because when you remove the why, all you're left with is obedience. Now fast forward. You're meditating. You're doing breath work. You're told, focus on your breath. I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times before. Every single meditation there is, the first thing you do, focus on your breath. But again, has anyone ever explained why you need to do this and why that's so important? Because here's the truth they don't teach you in school or in most spiritual spaces. Your subconscious controls your breath most of the time. It's one of the only functions that happens automatically and also voluntarily. Your subconscious uses breath to regulate your mood, stress, anxiety, calm, and clarity. But here's the question no one ever asks. If your subconscious uses breath to control your conscious mind, then why can't you use your breath to control your subconscious mind? You may have run across this. You may have thought about it. You may have even done it before, but has that really ever hit that just the way you breathe can control a huge portion of your subconscious mind that you never thought about before? Let me go on. So that's what I'm about to show you. Breath isn't just relaxation. It's not just fluff. It's the master key to the system running your life. When you bring your attention to your breath, you're gaining control of it. You can speed it up. You can slow it down. You can hold it. You can shape it. You can direct it. It's one of the only things in your body you can control consciously that is otherwise controlled unconsciously. Because the moment your mind drifts away, the moment you stop paying attention, your subconscious takes over, it breathes for you flawlessly. Pretty sure worked every single time for you without needing your input. That's not just biology. That's a metaphor for everything in your life. Because most of what you do, what you feel, how you react, how you speak, and how you suffer, it's not being chosen. It's being breathed by your subconscious. Just like your lungs when you're not looking. Breath is the only bridge between your two minds, your conscious and your subconscious. The one you think you control and the one that's actually running the show. We are slaves to our subconscious mind. And if you're not in control of it, I promise you, someone else is. Your subconscious decides what grabs your attention, what keeps you scrolling, what triggers your fear, and what makes you feel Not enough. Guess who's already mastered that system? The social media algorithms, app designers, neural marketers, and many more. They study your nervous system more than you do. They know how to bypass your conscious filters and program your mind through rhythm, repetition, and dopamine. So when you're stuck repeating affirmations and wondering why nothing changes, they're busy rewriting your identity one scroll at a time. But you can take it back. Breath is how you do it. Let me tell you something personal. Years ago, when I was running my business, I noticed something strange happening to me, and I couldn't breathe right. I couldn't get a full breath. I was always doing short breaths. And I ended up going to the doctor because I figured I had some sort of a lung infection. And it turns out that I had anxiety, a lot of anxiety. But it was weird because consciously, I didn't feel anxious. I felt in control. I felt calm. I felt none of that. But my body manifested that anxiety. And that was one signal to do it. And one of the first things they teach you to do when you have anxiety, other than just give you medication, is to change how you're breathing, because it changes your subconscious mind and thus changes the way that you feel. So what if I told you that scientists have discovered that your breath truly does rewire your brain? It isn't some ancient wisdom that can't be proven. This is cutting edge neuroscience. When you consciously control your breath, you activate the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in your body, the superhighway between your brain and your body. And this immediately shifts you from a fight or flight, being chased by the lion, to rest and digest. And here's what most people don't know. Consistent breath work actually changes your default settings. Your brain creates neural pathways based on repetition. The states you experience most often become your baseline. So when you regularly practice conscious breathing, you're not just feeling calm for a few minutes, you're literally reprogramming your brain's automatic response system. You're teaching your subconscious mind a new normal. If for some of you have checked out my other videos regarding autogenic training, it's very much similar in that same context. You're literally training your body in what you mean by relax. And this is why most people fail at changing habits, managing their stress, and breaking their negative thought patterns. They're trying to think their way out of problems when they were never created by thinking in the first place. Let me prove this to you. No belief required. No mindset work, no spirituality, just breath. Look, I'm assuming you're probably breathing right now anyway. So why not try this with me and let me make my point? It's not like you were planning to hold your breath the next minute anyway, right? Give me a moment here. Let's sit up tall. Relax your jaw. Let your shoulders drop. Now breathe in slowly through your nose. Expand your ribs. Pause for a moment. Now exhale gently through your mouth all the way out. Again, breathe in through your nose. Pause. Now let it go. Even slower this time. One more time. Inhale. Pause. Exhale and let it all fall away. Did you feel anything just now? Did you feel a shift? That calm, that stillness? You didn't think your way into that. You breathed your way into it. That was not meditation that made you feel calmer, because we didn't do that. We just took conscious control of your breath. And through that, you took control of your subconscious mind, which made you feel differently. Look, I get the skepticism. It's too simple to work. I don't have time for another practice. I hear that all the time. But here's the beauty of the breath. It requires no extra time. You're already breathing, I would hope. The only difference is awareness. If you felt more calm, more clear, more grounded just now, then I've proven my point. I've actually created something special for you all. It's called 10 breathing techniques that can instantly change your mood and mindset, and it's completely free. This isn't just some random list I threw together. Each technique is backed by actual scientific research showing you how it affects your brain, nervous system, and even your gene expression. Inside, you'll find the 4-7-8 pattern that activates your parasympathetic nervous system in under 60 seconds. The box breathing technique used by Navy SEALs to stay calm under extreme pressure. That one I found particularly interesting. The coherent breathing method that synchronizes your heart rate with your breath cycle. And 7 more science-backed patterns for everything from deep sleep to peak performance. The link to the download is in the description along with my recommended reading list if you want to go deeper into this fascinating subject and field. Now, if you tried my breathing experiment just a minute ago and you felt anything, I proved my point. And you owe me a like and subscribe. That's the deal. Also, if you are fascinated by blending ancient wisdom and knowledge with modern science, and not just fantasy that a lot of people are into, but actual reality of what we can do to expand our consciousness, expand our potential, and more, then please take a serious consideration of joining us on Patreon. Below right now, you're going to see a bunch of people who have recently joined, and these are co-creators for this channel, the Maverick Mind. Your participation allows me to do more, go deeper. I want to be able to get to a point where we can interview teachers and neuroscientists, go to them. Basically, I want to try to blend ancient knowledge and wisdom with modern science and actually truly see how far we can push the limits of our consciousness, awakening, our potential, and so much more. Not with wishing this was true, but actual effective ways to do it. Now, what we've covered today is just the beginning. There's a much deeper level to this work, and most people will never discover it. You see, when you master conscious breathing, you begin to notice something strange. Time slows down. In those moments between stimulus and response, those crucial milliseconds where most people react unconsciously, you find space. Space where you can choose differently. Space where you can break lifelong patterns. Space where you become the programmer, not the program. And that space, that is where true freedom lives. I've been researching and documenting this phenomena for years. And what I've found is that there are specific breathing patterns that can expand that space exponentially. Patterns that don't just influence your mood or focus, but fundamentally alter how you experience reality itself. This isn't about controlling your mind anymore. It's about stepping outside the matrix of your conditioning entirely. And that's what I'm going to show you next time. How to use breath to bend time and create that space between stimulus and response that will change everything. So, once again, hit that like and subscribe button. Click the notification bell because you don't want to miss what's coming next. Thank you for watching, and remember, your breath is the next chance to take control. Thank you.